Welcome back, everyone. I did tell you that we're going to be beaming a searchlight on that or aspect of society that's the searchlight on society itself, making sure that things work well, and that's the media. So let's see what's wrong with the media. Is everything well with the media, and what are the things that are lined up for the celebration of journalists? There's an event called the NUJ Press Week. It's an annual event. Ondo State NUJ will be celebrating its Press Week version. We have the chairman of the planning committee of the 2023 NUJ Press Week in Ondo State joining us this morning. Well, is one who also loves to question people. Now it's time for you to also answer questions and be questioned. Mr. Boluesho, it's nice to have you join us
Good
on here
morning.
today.
Nice to be here too.
Of course, he is a very jolly, good colleague, and so uh, when you see that it's a conversational thing, just understand that we're trying to chat way forward on very critical issues for and about society. Mr. Boluesho, let's start from issues having to do with societal development before we now come to the big celebration of journalists.
Okay.
If you want to give an honest assessment of professionalism, proficiency, and hard work, diligence, and determination for societal development, would you say the media has done well? Let's start from the microcosm, talking about Ondo State as a case study here.
Yeah, I will score journalists in Ondo State high because considering the situations that we have around in our state, we have to a great extent done something we could call human face journalism, you know, because if we don't, let me say, put some things into consideration, probably the state will have been on fire, you know, but we have to put some things right then because we are the people, you know, informing the people out there. Not everybody has the opportunity of seeing everything happening in the state, even those outside the state as well who are stakeholders. So I would say we've done well. Then besides that, but we are still facing certain problems which I believe is not peculiar to those of us in Ondo State alone. I would say it's across the nation and probably the world. And that is with the advent of the social media, you know, some people, the moment they can make use of their camera and their telephone, they send different things on the social media, and it's unfortunate, you know, most people out there, readers, they just pick those things and they take them hook, line, and sinker without, you know, cross-checking. But there are some people who are, you know, conversant with the way those people operate. So they wait till they read such information on, I would say, authentic and those media houses that they know that actually, you know, do the job professionally. So that is all I have to
So,
say.
how well has the NUJ Ondo State been able to tackle the challenge of imposters, quacks, and bad eggs?
Yeah, about 3 years ago, the last administration, that is the in NUJ of the State Council, you know, they came up with a certain body, you know, which is the security, or how I call it,
The task
a
force.
task force that we started session with. I'm the chairman, so
Okay.
we were looking for those people who we believe are, you know, putting our profession into questioning, you know. So we started going after them. Then let me just bring this to your notice. Whenever we had any important programming on the state, particularly, let's say, election period when there is campaign, people see this. Some people will call themselves journalists. They will come from different states, you know, across the part of the country. What you see them carrying is that you see them carrying a mic, having logo, you know, and you begin begin to wonder
With
which
funny
TV
expressions.
is the, they put TV and all those stuff. Now, these are things, when they say they conduct interview, you won't see it out there, not even online. So, and then we discovered that they were extorting money from visitors. And do you know where they go? They will go and lay siege to those people at the airport. As they are landing, they just zoom on and begin to interview them. And those people, they are innocent, they don't know who is who. So, and they will grant them interview. And what the difference between them and us, let me put it that way, is that they will begin to ask for money after interviewing those people. A typical journalist, a professional journalist, will never ask for gratification for anybody. You say you are doing your job
very well.
In fact, you will be happy that you are able to interview that person because one,
The
from
joy
the
of
office,
getting a scoop.
you are being given a target. Your news manager or editor does not want to know how you are going to get it. Just get me something strong for people out there to read or to listen to or watch on TV. So that is what they want. So now, but these people, they begin to extort money from those people.
Okay. Don't you think the advent of this digital journalism, is affecting or giving rise to quacks in the industry?
Honestly, yes, it does. There is no doubt about that, But I guess, you see, the only thing that I'm really, concerned about is the fact that when government was trying to come up with a law that to check those people, but it appeared that that administration didn't do or probably didn't have quote and unquote the love of the profession at heart at that particular point in time. It was a target, at those who were actually, criticizing the government. So whenever you write any report and they believe that they are not happy with it, they now say, oh yes, you've written something that is contrary to the dictate of that law, So we observed that they were only trying to use that to guard the media at that particular point in time. So that was why. But I guess it is government that can actually do that, maybe by coming up with, a law or set of laws that we actually check the operations of those people in the country. But we are trying on our own. We know ourselves. When we get out there, we know who is representing who. Imagine, I went to an assignment. In fact, I was not even invited to that assignment. But a colleague said he had to stop by to see someone. So we just went into the dome together to see that person he wanted to see so that we could just take off. So when he met the man and he introduced me, the man said, I already have Daily Independent here. I was shocked. I'm the only person representing the organization in this state. So who wrote down that name there? So somebody who probably knows me.
Already your gap.
You understand?
Wasn't
Realized that I was
you.
not present there, so he put down Daily Independent. Now come to think of it, if definitely they will ask for money. So if that man should have had given money to such person, and the man now opens the pages of Independent the following day, couldn't find the story there. The next thing is, the Daily Independent man in Akure, understand, had, defrauded me. That is what he would say. Whereas,
Okay,
So you're able to
let's
tackle the
just
issue.
take the conversation a little further. The Nigerian media space is considered internationally to be a very active one.
Yep.
Yes, but then in telling our stories, internationally, the image of the country, we are the image maker of the country, and then we keep having Nigerians, especially who travel abroad, will complain that the image of the country is battered, to the world. People, when you say you're from Nigeria, they wonder, oh, how did you survive? How did you get here? Like everybody is in the northeast, where in the high of the Boko Haram siege, or in the southeast, where these IPOB and all that is happening, and some other stories of corruption that yes we tell to the world. How do you think the journalists can manage these stories? Yes, not covering evil, not shielding the evil,
Okay.
but at least still portray the country in a good light to the world.
Uh, really, so one thing about crime is that crime has no nationality. Let me put it that way. Crimes, as it happen, as they happen in Nigeria, they happen outside the world as well, in the advanced nations. But there is something that I want us to understand about that, considering the image of the nation outside there. You see, most of the people handling some of these agencies don't carry along journalists when they are coming up with different policies. You understand? And probably there is a certain program that they want to start. See, just as the public is being shocked by the project or that program, so also are journalists. So, and the point is this: if they don't tell us what they are targeting at that, then what do? We have to write, because nobody is telling us. See, even when you make calls, they don't pick your calls. You understand? So, and you have to write. Then, but there's this point that I want to raise. That was a time. A boy, a kid, I think the little boy should be about 3 or 4. He was kidnapped in Ogun State. Then we wrote a report. Then it got a point. I want you to understand this,
Okay.
this
I'm following
logic.
you.
Yeah. Now, the police, they now talk to us. They said they were after those people. And they said those men who were after them, they were already closing in on them. Now, what do? We agree with them to now continue to say, okay, police is still looking for the kid. You understand?
Yes.
But we didn't write that they were closing on the criminals. You understand? So the criminals, no, let me tell you this. When it's just like kidnappers, all those criminals, the moment they commit one crime, the next thing they do,
Yes, by papers.
they read newspapers, they pick their phones, they want to know
The
what,
updates.
what is the update. You understand? So when we now kept that, the policemen were able to swap on them, and they rescued that
Journalists
boy.
as partners
And at the
in-
end of the day, they arrested.
So that's
the
telling us that
criminals.
we're partners
So
in
because
development.
they cooperated with us, they carried us along. You understand? But considering the image of the nation out there, it is those at the helm of affairs that should always they shouldn't see journalists as their enemies. Yes, journalists will be critical of people, at the helm of affairs. Why? You see, journalists will only nudge them when they are going wrong. See, because so that they don't go astray. Look, this is the reason you are being elected to occupy this office. So when you occupy this office, this is what you promise the people. So what you promise the people, you must do all these things. You must execute them. But if you are now leaving those things behind, journalists will remind you. Remember during your electionary campaign, this is what you promised the people. You've not done it.
Mr. Bulesho, I think we should take a faster pace now.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it seems that gone are the days when the power of editorials, the power of commentaries, the power of, because those are the platforms where you could find subjective analysis. Because in any case, news must be objective. But in the only case, or the only platforms you have for subjective analysis and interpretative analysis of issues are the editorials, commentaries, and all. How well journalists is making use of this to correct the abnormalities in the Nigerian society as we find it currently?
Honestly, I must give kudos to the editorial bodies of all the national dailies in this country. That because you know what, in fact, I am really interested in the editorial. You understand? I read from time to time beyond my own organization, and when I see the topic they pick, you know, see, let's be sincere with ourselves. As a newspaper uh, owner, or let's say, let's leave the owners out there now, but the editors, the editorial board, they don't want people to see them as being, how do I put it, the mouthpiece of, of government. You know, because before you know it, people will just tag your newspaper as the newsletter of a government or a particular political party. So they will take comfort to tell the government of the day that, look, yes, you did this right, but you got this one wrong. Yeah, you can still go this way and right the wrong. That is what the editorial is about. And they still do it. But the point is this: do they listen even when they read? Because they have all of them have their media assistants who read most of these things, and you know, they relate them to them. So, but we don't know whether they even listen to some of these things, because from their actions at times, you wonder, do they even watch TV? Did they even listen to news on radio? Did they even read newspapers? So that is just it. The problem is with those people at the helm of affairs.
Now let's come to the big issue, which is the celebration of the press week for the NUJ in Ondo State. I do not want to believe that it's an annual ritual. I do want to think that it should have a focus. It should have an objective. So then, my question is, what's the focus of this year's press week? What do you seek to achieve with the press week of this year?
Yeah, let me start from the members. We see this period, it's just a week to bring ourselves together. We come together, then we try to ensure that, look, your health matters. That is why in some of the programs we have health talk, you know, with all those stuff. If we even we invite our veterans to come with their spouses to come for tests, you understand? Because a lot of people had dropped dead even while standing, working. So we try to bring our members, you know, to this to draw their consciousness to that their health matters a lot. So besides that, we have this social responsibility, and that is by discussing topical issue in the country and in the state. Now look at what we have for this year. The topic that place of the media, you know, in terms of you know, maybe the economic challenges, you know, and then the Ondo politics. Now, Ondo state politics, what are we talking about? Those people that we have invited to come and talk about, these are people who have the grasp of what is happening in the state. Yeah, they are politicians, but they are well read and well experienced. They are well exposed. You understand? So that is why we chose them. We took our time before we picked them to come and, you know, discuss this issue. You know, we have the engineer and Oyoye Dele. You know, we have engineer. We have a barrister Olumoyowa Adu. We also have a Honorable Sheba to also be among them, and then engineer Adewumi Adeola Adewumi as Akiwumi, as you know, just people who are coming to deal with this particular topic. Then, if we look at the economic situation in the country, it's worth discussing. You understand? So that is what the discourse is all about. We want them to profess solutions. You understand, to this issue on ground. Yeah, as I'm seated here, if you ask the people at home who are watching, they may tell you, oh, the man is not sitting right. I may not know that I'm not sitting right, They may say, oh, next time. So next time, whenever I want to sit, I will ask the people around, please, am I sitting right? You know, so that is because the people at the helm of affairs may not even know that what they are doing is not the real answer to the problem of the day. So that is why we are inviting people like that to come around and discuss this issue. And now for that message to go so deep, we invited the Minister of Interior, that is Honorable Olubunmi Tunjojo, to be the chairman of the day, while the Minister for Youth, Ayodele Olawande, you know, to be the special guest of the day. So, you know, whatever we discuss there, whatever those people discuss there, it is very easy for them. Then putting into consideration these young chaps, you know, I'm talking about the ministers, you know, they will take it over there and let the president know. And then probably, they may not even go to the president directly. They may talk to people who are concerned about those areas that, you know, were discussed during that symposium. And
let's have a rundown of other activities of, let's have highlights of the activities for this week. When is this starting specifically?
Yeah, we are kicking off on. Though we've
you
started.
smile because you know now, but then let's have you as the chairman of the planning committee.
Yeah, though we've started our sports, you know, that is the indoor sports. So that one. So on Sunday we are starting off, you know, at New Covenant Church, that is along Agago Road. It's right behind one event center. I don't want you to charge me for advert. So,
very well. I'll only send the account details of the station to you.
So it's behind one event center along that road. Okay. So then after that Sunday, that which is the Thanksgiving service. So on Monday, so we'll be, you know, doing charity visitation to some children's homes. Let me put that way. Then just to, you know, relay with them and probably present some gifts to them to help those homes. Then that same Monday also, so we will be looking at. Please let me quickly go through. So on that same Monday, so we also do our free medical tests. So all of you must be there, you know. So come with your spouses, you know, and do test. So we test for blood, sugar, and, you know, we look at different BP and all those stuff. So those are the things we do. Then our veteran journalists out there, our mothers and our fathers, so we are inviting them too to come and join us so that they will test, they check their health. So then on Tuesday, which is the day that we are flagging off in the real sense of it. So that is when we have the symposium. We do the flag off. We have the symposium. Then those are we have those personalities that I earlier mentioned that they will be the one that will be at the center to that. On the venue is at NUJ Press Center. That is where we are going to do all
that's right behind Adigbe
Mile. So we invite people to come around, at least to come and listen to what those people have to say. You know. So on Wednesday, that is when we now be having our walk. You know, great walk. That is when we trek from our office. You know, it's part of the health thing too. Then after that they will have head talk with us. That's same Wednesday. Then that same Wednesday we have our children's party. You know, our children it will be in the evening. You know, we know they will be at school, so please immediately they close from school, let them come and join us.
Yes, the children's party, I used to wonder why is it held when the school is still in session. When you know we also have kids that are in boarding house. So
don't worry. Okay,
considerations.
Now Shade is protesting.
No, I'm just being considered. I'm the mother.
Truly, you know, because some of those children, you just see, you can't just underrate them. They
Very
will begin
well.
to query, Mommy, why is it that your friends, they always hold this thing when
I'm not
you are
around?
Oh, yes.
So why should they do that? So we will look into that. We see how we can do it. So because we want our children too to have an experience or a feel of what we are doing out there. So because they are part of the family, and if they don't give us a rest of mind, honestly, we won't be able to do the job the way we should. Then that's I told you that we've started our indoor games. We'll be having the final that very day too, on that Wednesday. So we have the table tennis, the what, Ayo Olokon, we have Ludo, we have them, we have draft. So a lot of them will be there. That is, we are going to have the final. So the I think those people that they will play the final today. Today is the semi-final. So we are having the finals on that Wednesday. Okay. So I implore people to be punctual there. So on Thursday, we are having our Novetti match. We are having a Novetti match.
That's between NUG and.
You should be.
Don't go there.
I will.
Don't go there.
You have to join us.
Don't go there.
You are still agile, man. So
you should be able to.
see, we are playing.
You know, my area of concentration is table tennis.
Yeah.
Okay. So then.
But you didn't register this year.
Of course, I was not around when that was taking place.
So now, just soon, these are workers of working in the judiciary. Okay. So they are the people we are meeting. They are our friends.
So justice of the pen and justice of the courts.
Okay, so we are
coming together.
Yeah, we are friends. So but later in the evening, we are having the jazz night and Asun night. So I guess by then you should have
dress.
Okay, try to rearrange your
you'll be around for that, but you don't get to be around for the novelty night, please.
But mind you, please, you have to take Madam along. Don't tell her that women are not allowed. so you have to come with Madam. So with that, that's we are going to have, because guys are saying, yeah, that is the day we are going to enjoy ourselves, wine, Then on Friday, that is the Jumat. We are having a Jumat. After the Jumat, then we'll be having
where's the Jumat taking place?
The Jumat is taking place at the
government
mosque
house.
At the government house. Okay. So because we had the last one at the central mosque, so we are now going to. So we are taking it from one mosque to another, just like the church.
I think that's very
so,
thoughtful.
and we'll be having the award and the dinner on that Friday later in the afternoon.
Well, I must thank you for reading off all of those activities so that we all know that it's starting on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday happens to be the 26th.
6th, yeah.
The 26th day.
Yeah, we'll round off on 1st of December.
Oh, what a good way to start the month.
Oh, yeah, with a dinner.
Of course. Starting the month with something.
And that award is, I believe you submitted, didn't you pitch for some of the professional awards?
No.
No, you should have. There's some, you see, because that award, there's some personalities that we pick. We have the best commissioner for the year, which is the present commissioner for finance in the state, Wale Akintere.
But what was your
the yardstick?
For coming up with that, especially with our societal issues cropping up with finances in Nigeria, even in Ondo State.
No, thank God. You are only asking that question because you want the viewers to know, because you know what I know already. You see, we see what happens beneath. I mean, journalists. We see what happens beneath, but the people out there may not see. You understand? Yeah, you may be saying, but Ondo State, they didn't share this, they didn't share that. You understand? But we know what those people are going through. We know the professional input. The man, the gentleman, we are giving that award, to, and then we know some of those things that he had done. Then, we had this committee, and we had a certain subcommittee that had to put those people.
So you're telling us it was actually a meritoriously...
Exactly. Okay, exactly.
Right,
the professor, the vice chancellor Kungba, that is
Okay.
Adekunle Ajasin University. Yeah, Professor Benga Ige. He's also one of our awardees, so yeah.
Okay, you're still talking about awards now, not just the NUJ award, but recently we have this scenario of where people are nominated for awards, then they have to campaign online for votes and all that. I think, what's your take on that? I don't want to express my personal opinion. Okay.
The point is this. When it comes, okay, come to think of it, because NUJ will not take, hey, how do I put it? Will not take a step that will put its name to question. You understand? The point is this: if you pick someone who is a criminal, probably they didn't know. You understand? And they pitch him with, okay, it's just like what they are doing is just like what they did to Jesus Christ and Barabbas on the cross. And they say, oh, who do you want to choose? They shouted, they picked Barabbas. But does that make Barabbas a good man? No, he wasn't. He was a criminal. He's been jailed, but they now said, okay, let's set him free for you. So anybody, if such person has that, clout, they just buy credit, for some people, they begin to send in on, all those stuff. But NUJ will not do such a thing. That is why whoever we pick, because we even know our members, just as he said the other time, he asked me, what yardstick? So, and each of our members will ask such questions. So we should be able to stand tall and say, oh, yes, this is the reason or reasons why we picked this person for this award. So that is the way we are.
Mr. Bolush, I have to thank you so much for taking that long time to really discuss those critical issues. I wish you the very best
thank you.
in this year's NUJ Press. We're in this together.
Just say we which ourselves.
I just say we're in it together. Of course. So everyone join us as we start the press week on Sunday, the 26th day in the month of November, and then be with us all through until the first day of December, when we will be bringing it to a close. We thank you so much for being part of the program this morning, everyone, from my colleague.
Yes, it's been a wonderful week, and do have a pleasant weekend.
Monday is another day. Of course, I must allow you to say that. Let's do this again Monday morning, God willing. I am Sunday Kolaole. Enjoy your weekend.